Hey there, it's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking at a 1999 Land Cruiser Prado. This one here may be the cleanest one that we've ever exported. It has just 30,000 original kilometers on it. It comes from 1999. Close to flawless. Interior, excellent. Exterior, very, very good with just some minor issues for body work. Now for this video, I'm going to check the condition of it compared to the auction inspection sheet. This one's going over to the USA. Here you can see 29,999 at the time of shooting this. And then of course it'll take on some kilometers on the way to getting to the USA just to get to the port and manage it. But yeah, 30,000 kilometers on a Prado diesel. And so typically you'd see people buying the diesel version if you're looking to put more mileage on the vehicle instead of the gasoline version of it, because of course you pay more for the diesels out the right out of the box. This is a 1KZ engine, known to be quite reliable. It's a lovely engine. Not only is it reliable, it feels great to drive. It's not a lot of power. I think probably somewhere in the range of about 130 horsepower, which sounds low, but diesels are a little bit weird because they don't rev as high. You don't get as high of horsepower numbers, but you get high torque numbers. And so it doesn't feel slow while you're driving, and it's actually quite nice, especially with the turbocharger, and the intercooled version gets a little bit more power. The coolant is good, the oil is good. Probably a good idea to change those because we don't know exactly when it was changed last, but the car does come with a lot of history if you are interested. And it's a dual battery version. I would be aware of this. Take a look though. If this were my car, I'd probably replace the batteries even though they're good. This one here, 90D26L. This one here, 125D26R, right? And so you have a different cold cranking amp on each battery, which means they were not replaced at the same time. You really should be replacing dual batteries both at the same time, because you can hurt a battery if there's a difference in charge between one to the next. So for example, if this one is older and it dies, this one here will potentially die right away. Okay, let's close the hood. And it's a shame, it has the ducting there. Can you see that? For the top mount intercooler. But unlike the Hilux Surf, or the 4Runner here in Japan, it doesn't have a hood scoop, which really would make this look amazing. I mean, the vehicle already, in my opinion, looks very cool, tough. You know, it is a Land Cruiser. But having that hood scoop would make it much better, in my opinion. Okay, so let's go over the auction inspection sheet here. 1999 Land Cruiser Prado TX Limited. This is all in Japanese, and I'll translate it for you, and you'll see what the auction mentioned about it. Here's the diagram here. It says A2 in a few places, but it's really not as bad as it looks. It's auction grade 4.5, interior B, and that seems reasonable. You're not going to get an interior A on 25-year-old vehicles very much. I think it's going to be less than like a fraction of a percentage of the vehicles that have that. Same thing with 4.5 is fairly uncommon. Grade 5 is pretty much a new car, so it's only one step down from that. So 29,960 kilometers at the time of auction. Obviously automatic transmission. That's not obvious. They do come in manuals. I don't know what I'm talking about. Alloy wheels, power steering, power windows, and airbag. The sales points here are the 1KZ diesel turbo engine, front bumper guard on it, and roof rails. The roof rails are on all of them. The bumper guard is optional. Twin battery, rear heater, keyless entry, and floor mats and door visors. The door visors are these. Amazing how clear and how unscratched these are, because these usually will take on like scratches and dust, and you know, they'll just start to look a little bit grimy after a while. Same thing with the mirrors. This is all so amazing. It's very much more like a new car than a 25-year-old car. So front bumper A2, side here A2, and other over fender A2. So these two are light enough that they don't even matter too much. This one here is actually pretty large. It's on the plastic over fenders and the body guard. So I'll show you that in a second. But first, let's start the exterior walk around. It's the name of the video. So it's running original wheels. Tires are from 2011, and while they still have tread on them, they're not going to be usable. So you're going to want some new tires on it. It's fully original suspension height, tire size. Has the optional back mirror, which is not too common on these. And then you get a Labrador. And trekking through the wilderness brings me closer to nature. By definition, it does. And it has a Shizuoka Toyota badge, or like a dealer sticker on the back. Shizuoka is a temperate climate area, so it's not going to have seen too much snow. It's not like a tropical, well, Japan's a little bit weird. It has very tropical summers, but cold and dry winters. And then Shizuoka is further south, not by a lot, but further south than the Tokyo area. And this year, like we're in Yokohama, this year we got 1 day of snow, and then it melted within 2 days. Okay, so some details here. First off, the front bumper guard has some peeling of the letters here. You can see the bottom of the A is missing. The grille is super clean. The headlights are supposed to be reflective inside. Like you see the mirror here has this plastic chrome look on it, right? The inside of the headlights are supposed to have that, but they fade away. So the insides of these ones have faded away. Oh, I'm just noticing there is a little fade on this right here at the top. So found another defect of the car. Just mild, it doesn't stand out a lot. And then there's a short wheelbase 2-door version of the Prado that comes with cool circular headlights. It's all like black plastic with a circular headlight in there. I think they look amazing, especially nowadays. And it would be cool to convert over to those ones. So the front bumper maybe has a little bit of a fade in the paint. And then they said A2. So the A2 is right here. See that scratch on the over fender? And right here on the bumper. Neither of those they don't really stand out, especially like at different angles. You don't see it as much. The A2 on the other over fender, on the other hand, is an issue, and they missed some paint fade on the over fender. So if you look right as it curls up here, there's a faded paint. Doesn't stand out a lot. There's also a tiny bit on this back one too. Of course, you can paint them. I don't think it's that necessary. But the vehicle is so clean otherwise that maybe it's worth it, especially since this over fender has a very noticeable A2, which in my opinion is more like an A3. Okay. So fender mirror here, this gives you 2 different mirrors. This shows you your left side, and this one shows you your front bumper, so you can see your clearance while you're off-roading or parking. Coming down here, you're looking really clean all the way down. The paint's in good condition. This is all plastic, and so it doesn't take dents or scratches as easily as the metal will. And so it's nice to have that armor there. You also have side steps here that may take a little bit of the damage. Now, they also said A2 on the door, if you notice. That's right here. Okay. Coming around here. All of that is looking good. Back bumper is good. There is a slight discoloration in the paint. That's natural for it to do that over time. Especially these Toyota Silver tends to do that. It goes a little bit gold looking. Same thing you'll see on the Celsior, especially maybe a few other vehicles. Coming down here, we're looking really, really clean. A little bit of fade on the chrome on the door handle. But otherwise, incredibly, incredibly clean. The underside, nothing to worry about. It probably was parked indoors or at least under cover for most of its life. So that's all nice. And now to have a look at the interior, which is really incredible. These Prados, pretty common for them to be smoked in, pretty common for them to not be cleaned on the regular. This one's so clean, never been smoked in. Amazing. Oh, I just thought, let me just take a look at this. Yeah, I think I missed this. It says 11 sheets of history from the Toyota dealer, and then 1 owner vehicle. Okay, so the back here has a rip. Right there. The carpet's in clean condition. Now this one here, this is the tool set. That's not supposed to go there. It's supposed to go here. Go in there. Okay, these seats, so this is a 3-row. These are best for children, not really for adults, but the front 5 are probably fine. So 5 adults or 5 adults and 2 children. I think, yeah, just 2 seats here. No, center seat, so 8-seater. You can flip these to the sides if you want more room. So this piece here flips down, and the whole thing flips across to give you I don't know, 120 centimeters here, and I don't know what for the width. The width of it is probably 170 minus whatever room the seat takes up next to the window. Okay, close that up. Into the back seats. The Land Cruiser Prado is a lower grade than the regular version of the Land Cruiser. It's like Land Cruiser Light. It has a lot of the good stuff in generally a lower price. One of the things that you get on this that is worse than the Land Cruiser is your middle seats aren't that comfortable. As a result, you can recline this to different amounts, but you can't fold it flat to make a sleeping platform, which is a bit of a shame. And getting into the back is a little bit tricky because you don't have much space to get into the final one. And then because the seats are so close to the ground, it feels more like a kid's seat. Of course, adults can fit in it. They're going to have knees around their ears, though. And then this is a little bit tricky to move back. So you can't just click this in and push it. You have to more like bring the whole thing, which is quite heavy for kids to do if they're going to be sitting in the back, and then push this up. And then the seat's in a very straight up and down position, so it makes sense to adjust it a couple clicks to make it maybe a little bit more comfortable. Okay. Controls for the rear heat on and off, high and low. Very, very clean carpets there. A super clean headliner. And then the driver's seats, passenger seat, comfortable, lots of space, good visibility. You sit up high, which is nice. And a good place to be. Probably the best place to be is in these front seats. Have a quick look. There's really no wear on the seats at all. No saggy sections. Of course, no cigarette burns. Not dirty. Steering wheel is ultra clean. Carpets in here. Probably dirtier than the other carpets, but still incredibly clean for a 25-year-old vehicle. Like 25 years old, years ago, I was playing Super Nintendo, or PlayStation 1 maybe. Okay, automatic transmission, high gear ratio, low gear ratios, and it's a real-time 4-wheel drive. This is all clean. There's a little bit of a sticker mark up there. And then this one has a Toyota original navigation, which is kind of interesting. Take a look. This here is the official installation of the Navi sensor or receiver or something, including these wires. Like, that's not aftermarket. That's just how you got your car in 1999. The screen has gone bad, so probably time to take that out. The Navi is not going to work outside of Japan anyway. And then the AC works nice and well. You have a little tray here. No place for sunglasses, by the way. Never been smoked in. Cigarette lighter's never been used. And then has an auxiliary cigarette lighter adapter outlet right here. All clean plastic. A little bit of a tray here and up there. Place for cups here. This flips down. 2 more cups here for the back. And then a console box. No smell at all in here. It actually, if it does have a smell, it's of a nice condition car. It doesn't really have that new car smell, but it's right on the edge of new car smell, maybe. It's just really nice. Like, I know you guys are watching it in a video. You can't appreciate the niceness as well in a video as you can in real life. It really has to be seen to be appreciated fully. So that's going to be all for that. It sounds like I'm getting a phone call, so hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching, and have a nice day.